Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about watches. When I first started my YouTube channel, I did the first knife that got me into knife collecting and the knife hobby. That first video was on the police model, which is the first knife that got me into, my first quote-unquote real knife. So I will link to the video down below in the description of that if you're interested in seeing that. I've done a couple of other watch reviews on the Zelos bronze meteorite. So I did do a video on this one and on a couple of other watches. And I got to thinking, why didn't I do a video on my first real watch, this Seiko Samurai? Up until July, I've been rocking the G-Shock for, 10 years plus as my daily watch. And I've got a good friend, Michael, up in Canada, who I've been talking to and know him for years in the knife community. And he's big into watches and he started getting me into it. And he had this, not this specific one, he had a Seiko Blue Lagoon Samurai, just like this one, that he had sent to our buddy Random Rob here on YouTube for one of his Sunday sales. So he had told me about it in advance, that hey, it's going to be happening this Sunday and blah blah. I was super new to the watch game and didn't know Rob, hadn't really watched his videos yet, had watched maybe a couple but didn't really understand it all. So I see the video come up, I'm out at a car show with another buddy, watch it on my phone real quick, and I kind of hesitated. I started questioning myself and thinking, dang, do I want to spend the money? Do I not want to spend the money? And by the time I had emailed Rob saying I wanted it, it was basically gone. So was another watch. So I missed out. I got home that night, really kicking myself in the butt. I'll just be completely open. So I started Googling on eBay and everything else to find one of these. So I found this one. I sent a bunch of pictures to Michael to make sure it was good, it was right, the price was all good. And I ended up buying this one for about $50 more than Michael had wanted for his through Rob. So that's what got me. So I get this, and now, I don't know, this is one of 10 or 12 of my real and more expensive than this one watches that I have in my rotation. So let's dive into the specs now that I've rambled on a little bit. This is the Blue Lagoon Samurai, so it is a limited edition. They made 6,000 of these. It's reference number SRPB09. It's a 44 millimeter case, just a hair under. 48 millimeter lugs to lug with a 22 millimeter lug width that tapers down to about 20. It's 13.5 millimeters thick and it has a hardlex mineral crystal. 120 click bezel. That is in typical Seiko fashion. Kind of lines up, but doesn't exactly line up. I'm not sure if you can see. It's just a little bit to the right. Inside it does have the Seiko 4R35 movement. So it does have hand winding and hacking. So you can stop the second hand. If you unscrew the screw down crown and you pull it out to the farthest position, it does stop the second hand so you can get exact timing, setting, set it precisely. Sized for my 7 1/4 inch wrist, it's 188 grams. And I'll give you a quick wrist shot of this. It wears really great. I love the Samurai. I have two. I have this one and I have an orange one. This one is completely stock because it is the limited edition. So I didn't want to change the bracelet or do a sapphire crystal or change the bezel. My orange one though does have a strap code Hexad bracelet, which I think is really good and fits with the angles of this case. I'll do a review on that here in the future. But because of the movement, it does have about a 40-hour power reserve, so you can take it off at night, set it down, pick it up in the morning, and it's good. So you got about 40 hours by the time you got to pick it up and wear it or wind it again. So that's the thing with the automatic watches. If they sit in my watch box, I got to grab it, set the time, set the date, get it wound up and going before you can head out the door. So I still do have my G-Shock that is my grab and go right now because it's my only real quartz watch. I am looking at a couple of different ones that are a little nicer, you know, they're titanium and, you know, more like this in a quartz type of style for a grab and go. But I think this is a great watch. These were limited to 6,000 in the limited run. 200 meter water resist. Nice bracelet. It's all stamped bits and pieces here, which, you know, works. Fold over clasp, double pusher with the lock. Works great. I really enjoy it. It's, you know, one of my go-to watches because I really like the color blue. As you guys know, I'm really big into the knives, and I like to pair my knives with my watches. So if I was going to wear this one, I may take my, you know, as this is a limited edition, one of 6,000. This is also a limited, one of 20. Bodega, it's a Bodega from Big Knives, one of their engraved ones. So because the blue and the blue, or I may take, and depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing, grab this Medford Marauder, also in blue. So I'll do reviews on these two knives here shortly as well, because I know those are on my list of ones to do. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of, I was remiss. I started talking about the first knife and I didn't talk about the first watch. So anyway, here you have it. Let me give you a quick Lume Shot, and hopefully it's charged up enough here, but please like and subscribe and tell me down below, what was your first real watch, if you don't mind. I would love to hear what it is that you guys have as your first watch. So the Lume on the Seikos is just excellent. All of the Seiko Lume is great. You got the Lume on the second hand. It's just a great all-around watch. So thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you on the next one.